I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
Gary Parrish speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Ben Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you weren't really looking forward to watching Penny Hardaway coach against Bruce Pearl next month in an exhibition between the Tigers of Memphis and the Tigers of Auburn, because we learned yesterday afternoon that ain't gonna happen. Why? Because Bruce Pearl has announced his retirement from coaching at the age of 65. His son, 38-year-old Stephen Pearl, will replace him. We'll talk about it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, we're mixing it up a little bit this week. Chris Vernon is going to pop in studio with me. He's usually here on Wednesdays. Today is Tuesday. But he offered to come in on Tuesday, and we said that sounds great. So Chris Vernon is going to be here. He's going to be here in about 20 minutes. Finish talking to him, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we'll discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories, among them Memphis football coach Ryan Silverfield addressed speculation yesterday about his future during media availability. He's starting to get listed as a candidate, on various websites for some Power 4 jobs. I'll tell you what Ryan Silverfield said about that. We'll do it in about 40 minutes. The ACC is following the SEC's lead and moving to a scheduling plan that requires its members to play 10 games each season against Power 4 competition. Could have a negative impact on future Memphis schedules, unless, of course, Memphis eventually ends up in the ACC. I'll explain the situation best I can. We'll do that in just a bit. Big game this weekend down in Oxford, Mississippi. Number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss. And 5 days before kickoff, Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin, his daughter, hard-launched a relationship with LSU star Whit Weeks. We'll show you the picture that went viral. Do that a little later on in the show. Monday Night Football delivered last night. The Lions went into Baltimore, exited 38-30 winners. Derrick Henry fumbled again. Most fumbling king I've ever seen. You claim this man as a king?
Yep.
Bennett, you claim this man as a king?
Sure do.
3 fumbles in 3 games. I'll get your thoughts on that in the third segment. In the National League playoff bracket, it's nearly all filled up. 6 spots available. 5 of them are now taken after the Padres secured a place last night. We'll talk a little baseball during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's carryout. We'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. A lot to get to. But I did want to start with the big college basketball news of the day. And that's Bruce Pearl, the winningest coach in Auburn history, and one of the biggest figures in the sport, has announced his retirement from coaching at the age of 65. He did 11 seasons at Auburn, which followed 6 years at Tennessee. In between, there was a 3-year NCAA-induced break. You probably know that story. In total, his career record following stints at Southern Indiana, Milwaukee, Tennessee, and Auburn, it sits at 706, 268. Though some of those victories were vacated by the NCAA. He made 2 Final Fours. He won 4 SEC regular season titles. He won 2 SEC tournament titles. He won 2 Horizon League titles. He won 2 Horizon League tournaments. In 1995, he won the NCAA Division II National Championship. He was the NABC Division II Coach of the Year in that year, 1995. He was the NABC Division I Coach of the Year in this year, 2025. In total, he was his conference's Coach of the Year 9 different times and led 2 different SEC schools to number 1 rankings in the AP poll. And in my opinion, had a career worthy of inclusion someday in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Big Bet Bennett, it's good to see you on this Tuesday morning. You were a Memphis student while Bruce Pearl was Tennessee's coach, had the Vols rocking and rolling. You watched him help create arguably the greatest scene ever for a Tiger basketball game, specifically the number 1 versus number 2 game between Bruce Pearl's Vols and John Calipari's Tigers. That was held inside FedEx Forum. It's February 23rd, 2008. Tell me, how do you think Memphis fans, broadly speaking, feel about Bruce Pearl?
I would say positive. I mean, don't forget, once upon a time, we wanted him to be the head coach here.
Tried to hire him.
Yeah.
True story. I don't think anybody would mind me telling the story. I don't mean to interrupt. John Calipari leaves for Kentucky. Memphis is trying to get a big name to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they reached out to
everybody.
Rick Pitino, Billy Donovan. There were no stones left unturned. At one point, somebody asked me, an influential person connected to the University of Memphis, if I thought Bruce Pearl would maybe be interested in replacing John Calipari at Memphis, because one thing Bruce did really like about the idea of being the Memphis coach is that in Knoxville, you're always the basketball coach, never the football coach. But in Memphis, you could really run the city as the basketball coach. And I think he was intrigued on some level by that. So somebody at Memphis reached out to me and said, do you think Bruce Pearl would be interested? I said, let me make some phone calls. And I connected these people. They had conversations together. And within 24 to 36 hours after I reported Memphis is considering making a run at Bruce Pearl to replace John Calipari as the Tigers basketball coach, that was reported on CBSSports.com. Within very quickly, he got a new deal.
Yep.
To remain at Tennessee. And the next time I saw Bruce Pearl in person, he said, hey, by the way, thank you for that report. You made me $2 million.
Yeah.
All it took was one story to get him a $2 million, whatever the extension was. But you're exactly right. Back to your story. There was a time where Memphis fans would have killed. There was a time where Memphis fans did not like Bruce Pearl at all. And then there was a time where they would have killed to have Bruce Pearl coach their basketball program.
Yeah, and I mean, I think too, because he recruited here a little bit, and so I think he felt like that if he was able to come here and be the Memphis coach, that at one point that he would be able to recruit at a high level. And this was when local basketball was huge, right? I mean, it still is big, but I'm saying,
it was a different time for sure.
It was a different time for sure. And I also think people would just look back fondly on him because he played us. I think that, he wasn't scared to play Memphis, or I won't even say scared, just, when it's harder and harder for a school like Memphis to schedule Power 5 opponents, Bruce Pearl never shied away from that. And I think Memphis fans respect that.
I think he has a good place in his heart about Memphis. Yeah. I think he likes the city. He came back here, in between Tennessee and Auburn, he worked at ESPN. Mm-hmm. He came back here and helped Josh Pastner one time with Memphis Madness. emceed it almost and had on a Memphis jacket or sweater of some sort. I remember thinking, Josh, be careful. This guy will take your job.
Right. Yeah.
But he's always he's been on radio here. He's been on this show here. He played Memphis when he was at Tennessee. He continued to play Memphis when he was at Auburn. I mean, Memphis and Auburn do have an exhibition scheduled for next month. Like, that can't happen without Bruce Pearl signing off on it. So I think you're right. I think Memphis fans, are conditioned on some level to always hate Tennessee, everything connected to it. But I think most Memphians have, a fond memory, a fond feeling about Bruce Pearl, broadly speaking. Obviously, when this news breaks yesterday, a lot of people are asking why. Why now at the relatively young age of 65? Why now, in September? This isn't a normal time to be making changes to a basketball staff. Why now, barely a month, again, before Auburn and Memphis play an exhibition? Michael Wilbon speculated about this yesterday on Pardon the Interruption. Do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
He wondered aloud, was he pushed out? And if so, I hope so, because Bruce is very public with his political leanings, and they're not for everybody. And so Michael Wilbon was like, Bruce Pearl has been tweeting and saying some divisive things. To be clear, these are Michael Wilbon's words, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was forced out, then don't bother me at all. The problem with that theory is it makes no sense whatsoever. Force him out. First off, they don't care in Auburn, Alabama.
I was just going to say that.
About the same things Michael Wilbon probably cares about in any sort of meaningful way. Bruce Pearl might alienate some people in, say, New York City or Los Angeles, or maybe even Michael Wilbon, but he ain't really hurting himself too much in the state of Alabama. He could have run for Senate seat and probably won it. Force him out and what? Give him a job within the athletic department as an ambassador and then hand over an SEC job to his son and a new 5-year contract? It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
He was not forced out. His son is now in charge of the program, and he's going to be right there beside his son.
Yeah, he's not an interim coach. Come on. Yeah, that's crazy.
It just doesn't. With all due respect to the legend Michael Wilbon, that just doesn't make any sense. I mentioned he could have run for the United States Senate. This had been whispered about in basketball circles for a while now. I pulled up a text message I sent to my colleague at CBS Sports, Matt Norlander, in early August, saying, hey, have you heard anything about BP maybe retiring? And he was like, of course, we're all hearing that, but at that moment, it wasn't going anywhere. And subsequently, Bruce was asked about it, on camera, and he just sort of downplayed it. With a bit of hindsight, he was clearly being coy, but he sort of downplayed it when he was asked about it in recent weeks. And then, of course, the announcement comes yesterday. He wasn't forced out. He announced yesterday that he has no plans to run for the Senate seat, so it doesn't sound like he's leaving coaching to launch a political career, or at least not to immediately launch a political career. Again, he's only 65, and in this country, you can have a political career until you're 190, so he's got time. It more than anything sounds like he just wants a different lifestyle. And also, if you're wondering about the timing of this, I don't think it's obviously wrong to suspect that maybe he let this drag deep into the calendar, in part to set it up where there's really no great option other than to just give the job to his son and hand it over at a good time to your son. When you're coming off of a Final Four, a season where you had a number 1 ranking, where you've got a preseason top 25 team, there's no guarantee your son's ever going to be able to do this job well. We'll see. But, you can do your best to set him up for it. And there's a lot of people who think that is what Bruce Pearl did here. And let me ask you, if he did, should Auburn fans be bothered by that? Should people, broadly speaking, be bothered by that? That you manipulated the process possibly to ensure your son gets this SEC job?
I mean, I don't think so, because I keep going back to they gave him a multi-year deal. It's not like they just named his son the interim head coach. It seems like that they were ready for this.
The argument would be this. If you announce your retirement in March or April, which is the normal time to do this, then they can open up the coaching search on a national level and probably go hire somebody different if they wanted to. But when it's September 22nd,
no, you can.
I mean, you can do anything you want, but this is not ideal. You probably need, in the spirit of stability, just need to elevate an assistant.
And can't guys transfer immediately?
Yes, but part of that is probably they got all that locked up already.
I got you.
That part of that was probably, hey, I'm still going to be here. The guy who recruited you is now your head coach.
Yeah.
It's all like, I'm sure they got yes, the players can transfer right now. I doubt you're going to see a big problem with that. The argument from some people would be, yo, man, you don't just do stuff like this to manipulate a hiring process and guarantee your son gets this job. That's a little. Do you have a problem with it?
I mean, not really. Once upon a time, Josh Pastner got the Memphis job, and I think that I won't say there was manipulation.
Well, Josh Pastner got the Memphis job because nobody else wanted it.
Yeah, but his former boss was pushing for him to get it, I feel like.
In fairness, his former boss was pushing for Tony Barbie.
That's true. I forgot about that.
And
it was
the
Tony.
Memphis boosters were so mad at the time at Cal.
We're not doing it.
Cal could have told them, hey, hire Billy Donovan, and I know Billy will take the job. And they'd have been like, if you want Billy Donovan to have this job, we will not hire Billy Donovan. They were just so mad. They were not going to hire anybody John Calipari wanted.
Gotcha.
Like that was probably on some level a motivating factor for going hard after Bruce Pearl. They knew John didn't want that.
In your face.
John did not want that. John wanted Tony. John, here's a similar situation. Bob Knight abruptly retired in the middle of a season, and they just handed the job to his son because there was nothing else to do.
Remember that? Yeah.
And people think that he took the job into the season so that he could retire in season, and they got no choice but to hand it to his son. Some people are bothered by this. Are you?
I mean, I think that each situation is different, and I think with Auburn basketball, like Bruce Pearl's a legend there, right? Like he took them to places they've never been before, and so I would think as a fan base, you probably tend to say, hey, let's see how this goes. I mean, maybe his son's as good as he is.
Right.
We don't know. Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, I guess when I'm asked about that, I just don't care as much as other people seem to care. I'm not even telling the people who do care about it, who think it's wrong. I'm not even telling you you're wrong. I'm just telling you I don't care because it's the way the world works.
Yeah, plus it's the SEC. We know they're putting money into that thing in Auburn, evidence being they just went to a Final Four, so they're getting good players. And so if it doesn't work out, you go hire, a great coach, and you keep recruiting at a high level.
Well, Dan Wolken, our friend who's now comments at Yahoo Sports, previously at USA Today, tweeted last night something along the lines of, is hiring a Nepo child with no head coaching experience only to have to undo it in 3 years worth it after you make 2 Final Fours? And I was like, I think so. And I clicked on it, and most Auburn fans, you know what they said? Yes, it is. Do you know the history of our program? We've done nothing.
Yeah.
They
like that guy. Yeah.
Memphis is a proud basketball program with 3 Final Fours. Bruce Pearl has 2 in like the past 6 seasons. All right? He's nearly caught Memphis's all-time Final Four achievements in the past 6 seasons. Yeah, if his son's not great, then we'll fix that when we need to fix that. Like at Oklahoma State, Sean Sutton followed Eddie Sutton. It didn't go beautifully, and they undid it. Pat Knight followed Bob Knight. It didn't go perfectly, and they undid it. Kevin Kruger followed Lon Kruger at UNLV, or at least coached at UNLV after his father was previously the coach there. It didn't go well. They undid it. There's nothing unique in college basketball about a all-time great coach naming his successor. Which, if you're accusing Bruce Pearl of doing this is all he really did. He just named his successor. There's nothing unique about that. Roy Williams did it in North Carolina. Jim Boeheim did it at Syracuse. Jay Wright did it more or less at Villanova. Mike Krzyzewski did it at Duke. And so if that is what Bruce Pearl did at Auburn here, that's all he's done. Named a successor. And if he took it deep into the calendar to ensure that it happened, again, this is just the way the world works. And I don't mean the world of sports. I mean the world. Do you know how many people on this planet have an awesome job because their parent had the awesome job first?
Yeah.
I just did a Google search on nothing but that. Right now, the chief brand officer of Ralph Lauren is a fella named David Lauren. You know who David is?
The son of Ralph?
Yes. Yes. David Lauren now runs Ralph Lauren, or at least, to be accurate, is the chief brand officer at Ralph Lauren.
He's doing a good job. I like Polo. I'm a Polo guy.
Is he doing it? Who knows, right?
I think Polo's still putting out good product.
I'm just saying, if you're upset about Stephen Pearl being the coach at Auburn, then also throw a fit about David Lauren.
Yeah.
Abigail Johnson is the CEO of Fidelity.
Johnson & Johnson.
No.
Oh, damn.
She's the CEO of Fidelity Investments. Her father was the previous CEO of Fidelity Investments. The CEO before her father? Take a guess.
His father.
Jay Lee is the executive chair of Samsung. You're never going to believe who was the executive chair of Samsung before Jay Lee.
His dad.
Here locally, Richard Smith. Fathers, mothers, setting their children up for success is not unique to Bruce Pearl, and it's not unique to college athletics. We should all be so lucky. So I just don't get bothered by it. I know others do. It just doesn't bother me. This is the world we live in, and it has been for a long time. That said, it better work, because if it doesn't work, it gets real ugly. If it doesn't work, it gets real complicated. Because if you're an Auburn fan, you can be okay with this and even excited about it. I don't blame you. It's a blank canvas, and I'm not here to make any predictions. There are assistant coaches I've known who I was like, man, this guy, when he becomes a head coach, this is the next great one. And they're not even in coaching anymore. And there are other assistant coaches who I've known, and I was like, I don't know if they're made out to be a head coach. And then they get the head coaching job, and I'm like, oh, wow, they're amazing. Didn't really see that. I've been surprised both ways. As always, we'll see. But it better work, because if it doesn't, you're going to have a lot of people saying, I loved Bruce Pearl, love what he did for us, but if he'd have handled that situation a little differently, maybe we wouldn't have had to go through these bad years that we're going through. Because you just handed a big boy job to a 38-year-old who has only been an assistant coach, actually in the coaching profession for, I guess, 8 years. Didn't immediately go straight from being a college player to being on a college staff in a coaching role. You're handing over a big boy job in the toughest league in America, where you're going to be recruiting and banging heads with Todd Golden, Nate Oates, Rick Barnes, John Calipari. I mean, current Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers. That was the best league in the country last season. So it's a big challenge. And I don't think it should surprise anybody that Bruce is going to be right there beside him the whole time. Bruce ain't moving to Florida and living on the beach. He's going to live right there in Auburn. He's going to be on that campus every day. He's going to be a real asset to his son to try to help him launch this head coaching career. But this is the type of thing that once you do it, it better work, or else it gets really ugly and complicated for your whole family. So we'll see how it goes, but there's an immense amount of pressure on Stephen to keep this thing nationally relevant from day one. He is inheriting one of the best basketball programs in the country with one of the best home atmospheres in the country and a roster good enough to compete near the top of the SEC in year one and make the NCAA tournament. He needs to go do all of those things, because if he doesn't, then, the criticisms that popped up here and there on the internet yesterday, they'll be super loud come January, February, March. Chris Vernon in here next.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Show presented by Ortho South. Chris Vernon's the host of the Chris Vernon Show. Weekdays, noon, Grind City Media. He's here right now. Hey, Chris, a funny story from last night.
I'm here.
Sitting in the living room, watching Monday Night Football with my little guy, Lou. And I get up, it's halftime. And I get up, I run to the kitchen while it's halftime. And I'm just sort of listening. They're like, when we come back, Chris Berman going to take us through the whole thing. And Lou goes, Dad! Dad, I said, what? He goes, get in here, get in here. And I said, what's going on? He said, Chris Vernon's about to be on Monday Night Football.
He was so disappointed.
He was so disappointed.
What a shame.
He was like, I said, no, buddy, that's Chris Berman. He said, who is Chris Berman?
Yeah.
I said,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that our kids have no idea who that is.
Well, that's the same thing we were talking about on your show last Friday when they were showing to the Memphis football players, like, you know, who is this? And they're like, is that? They didn't know Justin Timberlake.
Right.
We like are living. It is not.
No, we're old now.
Yeah, we're old now.
We're old now.
Yeah, like people who were.
When my dad used to roll his eyes at me not knowing somebody, that's us now.
I had an additional thought about this over the weekend. I don't know why I was thinking about it over the weekend, but like, why don't young people know Justin Timberlake? Why would they maybe not know Katy Perry? Tell me if this is true. Bennett, you chime in here too. When we were young, we listened to old music. Like we listened to Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and we listened to Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, but we also listened to music from the 80s and the 70s and even the 60s. Do young people, I don't think young people listen to old music.
I do feel like there's more of a disconnect than it was. I agree with that. Like when I was younger, I listened to old music too.
You know what a huge part of that is?
Yeah.
Radio.
They don't just turn on the radio.
Right. And you were getting the mix
because for me, like I could tell you, I could sing along to 90% of the country songs that came out in the 90s because I was in my dad's car on the way to like games or wherever we were. And I could also sing along to the majority of hits from the 50s and the 60s, right? So my dad, I kind of had a transition where the big radio station when I was a kid was Clue in St. Louis, which was that was the oldie station, right? And they played like 50s and 60s music. And so that was always a thing. And then when I got into high school, he kind of started liking, you know, like Garth Brooks and all that country music. And so then that was the station that he listened to. But I didn't have a choice. Like, we did not listen
to
my music in the car. We listened to his music in the car. Now, I would tell you, my kids would have an awareness of the things that I listen to.
Yeah, my kids know everything about everything that I care about.
So, like, my daughter loves Billy Joel.
Right.
Because she's heard Billy Joel her whole life, right? Like, because I like Billy Joel. And my daughter would like...
Did you watch that documentary, by the way?
Yes.
It's great.
Yes. He's great.
Yeah.
But, like, so she has an awareness of, like, those kind of songs and stuff like that, or maybe different stuff on my playlist. I'll give you a fun one, too. We were at the game. I didn't even mention this. We were at the game. My wife still listens to radio on the way to school. She has always, so she used to be a school teacher, and she would always listen to Ron, Steve, and Karen in the morning on the way to work, like every other, every other female in the city, right? Like, I mean, they were listening to that on the way to work, right? They had the Movie Mom, and it was right up their alley, and they were on hits.
They still
right?
got the Movie Mom.
FM 100, huh?
They got the Movie Mom still.
They did.
It's on the river, yeah.
And now we're at the game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out in the hallway and I hear Chris, and I turn around and it's Karen Perry.
Mm-hmm.
And I start talking to Karen and her husband and whatever. Buddy, you would have thought my daughter could not have been more excited.
All right.
She knew.
Because she's been exposed to it.
She said, that's Karen. She goes, are you the one on the radio? Like, she was so excited to meet Karen Perrin because she knew her voice as soon as she walked up. And I was like, that's cool, man. Because my wife's one of those people that still listens. Like, when they're on their way to school in the morning, they listen to them.
I have multiple times, like in recent weeks or months or whatever, met younger people who have said, I grew up listening to you because my dad had you on in the car every day when he picked me up from school, that kind of stuff.
The worst thing honestly, one of the worst moments of my life is Calvin Austin. We did a whole video with him, everything, and we get done, and he's like, hey, I haven't told you this. He's like, but my dad used to pick me up from football practice every day when I was a little kid at Harding. And we used to listen to you on the drive home. And I was like,
yes,
bro.
No, it's been a long
Calvin
time.
also got a touchdown with the Steelers.
It's been a long time.
Literally Sunday. Yeah. And I was like, bro, come on.
No, we've been talking for a whole generation.
When you're a little
we've
kid.
Been talking
you're a little kid.
Yes.
Oh, no. And the best, though, honestly, and I was just telling somebody here the other day, the best one is that I hear all of the time. There are so many people that grew up in that era of, especially like with the grit and grind Grizzlies, that were in high school at that time. Mm-hmm. They were huge sports fans. That team just was everything to them. And they developed this sincere love of sport. And I hear all the time about people that are different places, right? Like whether it is a guy, I know a guy that works for the Boston Celtics. I met a guy on the golf course the other day. His son is now the associate AD at TCU. Mm-hmm. I met a guy that used to email me all the time when he was in high school, is now running the broadcast for TGL.
Right.
Tigers indoor golf league. These Memphis kids from that era are spread out all over the country, but they're adults now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
I know.
It's so.
But back to the music thing. I think a lot of that has to do with the radio.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with, we were also exposed to videos, like, you know what I mean? Like in a way that we like. VH1 was kind of like the older videos, then MTV.
This was very normal.
We watched those.
Like, this is good if it sounds crazy to any young person, but like the way my life worked is we'd get out of school and you'd come home and you'd put your backpack up and you would turn on MTV,
TRO,
and you would just sit in front of the television and you would just watch whatever they showed you. Whatever they showed you.
That's it.
It could be a rap video, a rock video, whatever they showed you is what you were exposed to. Oh, yeah. And kids just do not see the world that way anymore.
No, you watch whatever you want.
You watch whatever you want, whenever you want. And I just sort of noticed this. And perhaps I'm just seeing the world only through my teenage years, but I was just as likely to be listening to Alice in Chains as I was Led Zeppelin. Something from like this week or 25 years ago. And I don't know that there are 18-year-olds right now, like. Listen. Because when I was a kid, the main genre of music popular was like grunge, rock, that kind of stuff. So you'd listen to Alice in Chains and Nirvana and Soundgarden, but you would also listen to Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and whatever. Are there kids now who listen to Playboi Carti, but also say, I'm going to go back and check out this classic LL Cool J album? No, they don't do that.
Probably not. But I remember vividly, especially there were times where I would be in my father's car and we'd be listening to the oldie station or whatever, and then I would get to put in a CD or I would get to turn it on my station, whatever. And he would, like in typical father form, say, your music sucks, right?
Right.
The older I have gotten, he was right. Because when I put on stuff from what I loved growing up, it is objectively not as good as House of the Rising Sun by the Animals and the Rolling Stones. It's just not. It's not as good.
I don't know.
It's not. No, it's for sure not. The melody, the harmony, the music, the music with the even doo-wop songs, they're just better. They are.
Here's
the
my
50s and 60s music is better than the 90s music. It just is.
Here's my unpopular opinion. I think since we have started recording music in this world, every generation has created unbelievable music without exception.
I'm telling you.
You can pull from any era of music, and including this one right now.
If you took the 20 best songs from the 60s and the 20 best songs from the 90s, it's not even close. It's not. It's not even close.
Bennett?
It's not.
In the 90s, I had Michael Jackson.
Not really.
That was more 80s.
Yeah, I guess that was 80s, 90s.
And 80s music stinks too. As a whole, I'm saying. As a whole.
I think 80s music sounds very 80s. It sounds very...
The 80s is a unique era, for sure.
Well,
it does.
I told you, me and my boys on the way to school now, our new project is we pick out an album and we talk about it and we listen to it together. So we get, 25 minutes on the drive to school. Then we get, say, 20, 25 minutes on the way home. Then we get another... Whenever we're all three in the car together, we pick up where we left off.
Okay.
So we've gone through... We're on Watch the Throne right now. We started Watch the Throne this morning.
Okay.
We're having a blast. But we've done a bunch of albums at this point. We did Outkast's first album, but last week we did Purple Rain, and they did not love Purple Rain. And as I was listening back to Purple Rain, not just Purple Rain the song, but the entire album, front to back,
right?
It sounds...
You didn't love it?
No, it's great.
Oh.
But it sounds of a time, a little bit.
Yeah.
I can understand why their ears are like, what is this exactly? Now, they loved the song Purple Rain, and they were...
I mean, but that other stuff, man, I'm telling you, it had staying power in a way that the stuff that ours does not. There's how many bands? U2 and Pearl Jam
from the
are
90s?
still doing big, you know what I'm saying? I watched the damn Who.
Dave Matthews Band is still doing big shows.
The Who came out 60 years ago. I saw them in FedEx Forum.
Yeah, in front of 3,000 people.
No.
It wasn't packed.
They were cracking, too. It was awesome. I mean, the only reason I saw it, honestly, it was the same night as a road playoff game that we had played. And so we were doing our show in the, whatever, the lounge at the front of the arena. And at the breaks, I would walk in and catch a Who song or whatever. I'm just saying, a lot of those. Hell, Gladys Knight's coming here next week. That's my mom's favorite.
Pearl Jam can still do arenas. U2, obviously. Dave Matthews Band.
Metallica's playing the Sphere.
Yeah, the problem with the 90s, they're all dead. They all died.
They're not all dead.
I mean,
or close to, or they can't sing no more.
Kurt Cobain
or whatever.
dead.
Yeah, I know.
Chris Cornell, dead.
Yeah.
Lane Staley, dead. Yeah. Shannon Hoon, dead. Yeah. Axl Rose can't sing.
You know, I saw
But obviously, Guns can still. Guns still does stadiums.
I watched them.
It was rough.
They're rough. I watched them at that Black Sabbath tribute concert, and it was horrible.
I saw the other day where
so
the guy Sublime's son is leading that band now. I was like, wow, that's cool.
That's right.
I exposed my kids to some of that 90s era music with the Lithium on Sirius XM. I'll turn that on, and like they'll hear Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. I don't know that they...
There's songs here, songs there. I'm just saying, I don't think it holds up the same way. I don't.
All right, let's talk sports.
Yeah.
How big is this Fred VanVleet news?
Enormous. I think it feels like you saw them last year.
Without him.
That got rough.
Yeah.
Without him. I mean, it obviously throws Reed Shepherd into a different role.
For people who don't know...
He's going to have to start liking him.
For people who don't know, torn ACL could be out for the season. And do you think there's any chance this can be for them, and I'm not trying to overstate it, but like the Draymond Green thing started because somebody got hurt, and they were like, I guess now we got to do this.
Yeah.
This is going to force them a little bit?
I mean, it's going to force them, but I mean, I would just say that like they needed somebody to settle it down. They needed somebody to direct the show.
He's a real leader, a real champion, a real everything.
And I do think, and an extension of coach.
Yeah.
Right? That's why Ime loves him so much. Now, it might be that as they have gotten a few more vets, that it might be easier to organize, right? Because, the ball was in Jalen Green's hands a bunch then, right? The ball was in Amen Thompson's hands a bunch then. And so it'll be interesting to see which route they go. But, I mean, he is enormous for them as just an organizer, right? Like, he's the guy that kind of – it reminded me of, like, there were times last year where Minnesota tried to go away from Mike Conley, and it looked like a mess, right? Like, there's just he plays a role. There is somebody, he gets everybody into their spots, and also – is, like I say, he's a winner, man. He has been a winner for some time. And so now you're going to look up. And the other thing is, beyond how important he is to that team, it's losing a third starter at minimum off that team.
Right.
Okay? So you built up to what you became, right? You've taken the steps. And now you're going to look up, and Fred VanVleet's not playing point guard, and Jalen Green's not playing shooting guard, and Dylan Brooks isn't playing small forward. It's like, whoa, now this isn't anything that's a lot. It's once you get to a number where it's like, okay, we're not just replacing, right? Like, there's going to be a semblance of, like, even with the Grizzlies, the whole thing functions around two guys, right? Well, their thing is kind of bent. Now you're going to look up and, like, all that stuff that you did and all that time that you spent together, like, that chemistry is completely erased. That is gone.
Well,
so now you're a new basketball team completely.
You're a different team.
Yes.
Because you have, in addition to, like, whatever the numbers show, you've taken leadership off the court. You've taken toughness off the court. That matters.
Well, and there's zero continuity that you're coming in with, right? Like, all of these teams, like, again, that's why Morant staying healthy and Jaren staying healthy is absolutely so essential, because they create a continuity, because we've seen them plugged in with three different guys. But you're still going to have to develop that as the year goes on. With them, they are going to be playing 5-man units. Almost all of their 5-man units have never played basketball before.
Right.
Together.
Do you believe in Reed Shepherd?
I was super high on him coming out of the draft.
I would have taken him number one. That's what I said.
I was super high on him. I mean, I just think the shooting, and he was not known as a sieve defensively, right? And so
and better athlete than you might assume based on stereotypes.
And here's the other thing. Bro, there is no safer bet in the world than Kentucky guards.
Right.
Look at them.
Yeah.
You might have one or two, and they might have extenuating circumstances. Like Tyler Ulis was tiny.
Right.
The Harrison brothers weren't good enough. Right. But, like, generally, I would say 99% of them have been underdrafted.
Tyrese Maxey, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I mean, you can even go to the Quickleys.
Emmanuel Quickley.
I mean, who has been drafted too high? Almost all of them have been drafted lower than what they performed.
John Wall went one, but that was fine.
Right. Same with Rose.
Yeah.
Right, or Rose. I'm just saying Calipari.
Yeah, I got you.
Right. And then we'll see with Dillingham, right? He's still got to develop too. But another one, I mean,
But if he didn't make it, it's little. He's just little.
Yeah, the evaluation that John has made with guards has been, that has stood the test of time.
Right.
These guys have made billions of
like
dollars.
Billions.
Literally billions of dollars. Like, it's been a very safe bet, and many of them are much better than they showed at Kentucky, which might be a demerit.
Yeah. There's a lot of, that's the other thing. There's a lot
De'Aaron
of.
Fox, another one.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot
obviously should have gone ahead of Lonzo.
Yeah.
In retrospect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he destroyed him here in Memphis.
And earlier in the season, destroyed him twice that year. Last thing before I get you out of here, Cowboys and Packers.
Oh, God. Why? Why do I have to talk about this?
Jerry Jones made another headline. You're not going to believe this.
No way.
It is funny. We have an owner here in Memphis who has never made a headline in like a decade. Jerry Jones makes headlines every other day. Says they're not going to do a tribute video for Micah Parsons.
Damn, Jerry.
Is it understandable or petty?
Yeah, no, it's understandable. We left 3 weeks ago. What are we talking about?
We would have a tribute video. The Grizzlies would have a tribute. The Grizzlies might have the Grizzlies might be making one for Micah Parsons.
No, it wouldn't. They would not have a tribute video if a guy left.
I bet they would.
No. Not if it got, and especially if it was like, hey, from Jerry's perspective, he for sure thinks he had an agreement.
Yeah. Oh, no.
He
believes that.
And then the agent screwed
he's
it up.
wrong, but he does not believe he's wrong.
And then the agent screwed it up. Right.
That is what he believes.
I absolutely believe that him and Mike, that he left a meeting with Micah Parsons thinking they were good to go. Like, I think he told him, I mean, you can go back and read all the stories and all the reporting. He was making him the highest paid defensive player ever. Right? That was happening. And that was April or whenever it was, right? And then, of course, Micah Parsons, and so I'm sure Micah Parsons was like, let's go. Let's do this, right? And then Micah Parsons goes back and talks to his thing. He said, no, let the summer play out.
Right.
That's when it all gets screwy, right? Now, the agent did a good job, right? Because
of course.
then you have Myles Garrett's number come in, then you have T.J. Watt's number come in, then you have Hendricks' number come in, and then the agent goes, well, wait, these guys got paid this, and he's 5 years younger, right? He needs to get even more. But at that point, I mean, so I mean, I believe, but I also think that they are probably still bad about it.
Yeah,
and. So having and the other thing is you're 1-2. If you're 3-0, you might have a tribute.
How will Cowboy fans react to Mike? How do you feel about Micah Parsons?
I love Micah Parsons.
Okay, good.
I mean, I don't root for him anymore.
Right.
But I mean, I was telling somebody the other day, I would say we probably have, outside of Dak, we have more Micah Parsons gear in my house than anything else.
Right.
It sucks.
Right.
I mean, William had the big poster on his wall.
Right.
Everybody's got jerseys. My dad even has a Micah Parsons jersey. He was the guy to get the jersey up, right? He's the guy that's going to be on the team for the decade.
Oh, dude, I think about that Cotton Bowl game with the Tigers. Dude, bro, it was like the best college football player I've ever seen in my life. It was insane.
And then we're the only team ever, did you see this, to not sack Caleb Williams.
The only team ever.
He looked awesome.
It was like the first time he's never been sacked. And I'm like, hey, and we turned Russell Wilson into like a god. 450 yards and 3 touchdowns. Turn around and turn Caleb Williams, like turn his whole career around. Like they were having discussions on these shows. Is this the last start for Caleb Williams?
Dude, have you seen the Caleb Williams video of C.J. Stroud, Lil Bro, and him like a couple years ago when he was a rookie, his rookie year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. And C.J. Stroud has been horrible since that moment. He like puts his arm around him and he's like, you just got to lock in.
You got to lock in.
Yeah. And then, you learn from your mistakes. And you could tell Caleb Williams is like, okay, bro.
All right, get away from me. You're not Patrick Mahomes. Get your arm off of me. All right? Don't talk to me like you're Patrick Mahomes. Okay. You're C.J. Stroud, bud. Don't talk to me like you're Patrick Mahomes.
I love it.
I mean, I will say that like the NFL is so ridiculous that you watch the first 2 weeks, and I was convinced the Packers are like, all right, just go ahead and we'll see them in the NFC Championship. And then they lost to the damn Browns.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't know. It's impossible.
I don't know.
It's impossible to figure out. So I'm just
try figuring out baseball. It's even more confusing.
Are you done? Is it done?
No, but it's not. It's not good.
How many are you back?
Tied for the last wild card right now, but do not have the tiebreaker. So they have to outwin the Reds this week, and the Reds have an easier schedule, and it's not good. It's not good.
I can't tell you.
These are not good times.
I mean, I punted on baseball by June. I'm not kidding.
Same.
Because baseball was, for me, something I do not talk about a lot on the air. So it's something I get to watch for fun.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I just watch it. I don't really care. I don't really have to pay attention. I don't have to break down anything. I don't have to care about strategy, whatever. They bring me no joy. The Cardinals bring me no joy. None.
I've had moments of joy this summer, but not lately.
Yeah. No, they did truly. I did see that you are the only team. It said, do you think it was like does money buy wins?
Not
and
enough. So far, not enough.
No. All of the highest payrolls, all of them are in the playoffs besides the Mets.
Oh, yeah, they'll fight. Like, the managers will be gone. Like, if the manager better go.
All of the highest payroll. So, like, there is a direct correlation between spending money on your team and making the playoffs. Like, usually that thing is, right?
Yeah.
Like, even in the NBA, we looked last year and, like, ha-ha, Phoenix, ha-ha, Clippers, ha-ha.
No, in baseball you can do it. But except
in baseball, like, yeah, why are they the only one?
Well, they had to send their ace is in AAA. They had to send him down.
All right,
in what world do you have to send your ace down to AAA? That's like sending your all-star point guard to the G League.
The three biggest reasons the Mets are underachievers.
They have 3 rookies. Well, this is not underachievers?
Yep. Number one, the manager.
Starting. No, I don't even care about that.
You don't care about
starting pitching, bullpen, and then it took the bats a while to get going. But like Soto's having a really good year now.
Yep.
Lindor's fine. Like Alonso's been good. It's the pitching. They have 3 rookies who made their MLB debuts in the past month in their rotation right now.
Are you still living and dying with it?
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
So they gotta win.
Yeah. It just.
What's up tonight?
Cincinnati. I mean, no, not Cincinnati. They're in. Is it tonight? Cubs? No. What is tonight?
You said Cubs was coming up.
Yeah, it's at Cubs. It's at Wrigley. That'll be fun.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks.
I see you out of it.
Chris Vernon will be in the big studio in an hour and 8 minutes. It's Chris Vernon Show weekdays at noon. Just how you spend $340 million and can't go to the playoffs?
Dude, that's a fair question.
Yeah,
Somebody needs to ask that question at the end of season, presser.
It'll be asked. It'll be asked at the termination press conference. When we come back, turn our attention to college football. Ryan Silverfield, fresh off a victory over Arkansas, met with the media yesterday and addressed speculation about his future. You might have noticed his name is starting to pop up on, like, could be a candidate at UCLA, could be a candidate at Virginia Tech. Ryan Silverfield addressed all the speculation yesterday. I'll tell you what he said. We'll do that next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Who do you go to learn still? Like, who are you looking to for inspiration?
A couple years ago, I went and visited, even though he's younger than me, but we've got great admiration for one another. Went and visited Dan Lanning out at Oregon, right? A young head coach who's had some success. Mike Norvell may not have had the season he wanted in the past. We can still get on the phone and talk about things, right?
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Memphis football coach Ryan Silverfield addressed speculation about his future yesterday in media availability. As you know, Bennett, coming off an 11-win season, starting this season 4-0, now the projected favorite to represent the Group of 5 in the college football playoff. His name is getting attached to some Power 4 openings. There's one at Virginia Tech. There's one at UCLA. Various reporters at various websites have said Ryan Silverfield could be a candidate for these Power 4 jobs. Ryan was asked about it yesterday. Here's what he said. Quote, "Look, I'm grateful, and that's a testament to the great supporting staff, the coaches, the assistants, our great community, the fans, the administration. That's a testament to all the hard work they put in. While that's great, our focus is on the next opponent. That's all that matters. I've got a wonderful job here, and I love it here. We talk about being all in, and I'm all in on the focus on FAU, and that's really where the task at hand needs to lie. And our players and everybody else understand that. I appreciate the headlines, but I don't have time to read the headlines." End quote. Bennett, you starting to get worried you might lose your football coach to a Power 4 school?
It's definitely in the back of my mind, for sure. It's why, listen, I'm just going to be straightforward. It's why, I never understood why there was this line drawn. Listen, everyone wants him to win a conference championship, and I think that's something that Memphis should be striving to do every year in this league. But I never understood you have to do it or you're gone. Because I also, in this time for the University of Memphis, being good consistently every season, which is what they've been under Ryan Silverfield, is so important. When we talk about conference realignment, which we do a lot, it is so important for this program to remain competitive and remain good, and they have done that under him. So that's, yeah.
I know that if you're a Memphis fan, you might be conditioned to, if our coach keeps winning, we're going to lose him, because that is the story of the past 2 coaches, at least. Justin Fuente won here, left for Virginia Tech. Mike Norvell won here, left for Florida State. It stands to reason that Ryan Silverfield continues to win here. Eventually, one of these jobs is going to come his way, and he might take it. And I emphasize the word might. He might. And if he does, I wouldn't judge him at all or blame him at all. I'm logically consistent on this. I don't look at these people as just coaches. I look at them as humans, as husbands, as fathers, as people who are in their careers the same way I'm in my career. And throughout my career, every time a new opportunity was presented to me, if it was worth considering, I considered it, and I talked it over with my wife, and in some cases I talked it over with my parents, and in some cases I talked it over with friends, and then I sat down and tried to, as best I could, make the best decision for me and my family, all things considered. And I know there are jobs that I turned down that other people would have taken, and jobs I kept that other people might have left, and everything under that umbrella. But every time I did what was best for me and my family. And I will never judge somebody else for doing the exact same thing. I know not everybody looks at it this way, but when I look at coaches, that's what I see. I see people just trying to make decisions for them and their family. And whether I agree with the decision they make or not, I feel like it's their responsibility and right to make it. And I wouldn't feel appropriate getting mad about it or judging it. I can offer commentary on it, but saying things like that scoundrel left our program and said he was going to be here forever and now I just don't. My mind doesn't work that way. So whatever Ryan decides to do, if jobs do start to come his way, is fine with me. I'll put my arm around him and tell him I'm happy for him no matter what he picks. But I will say we have reached a point here in Memphis where it is not a no-brainer that you need to just take the Power 4 job that comes your way. I think it was a no-brainer Justin Fuente had to take the Virginia Tech job. Absolute no-brainer Mike Norvell had to take the Florida State job. But let's just, for the sake of the conversation.
Yeah, what were the schools you listed?
There's 2 right now that have openings, and Ryan's name has been attached to them by some people. UCLA and Virginia Tech.
Okay, Virginia Tech, that's historically been a good program, but we did see a former Memphis coach go there, and it didn't work out. But
which it might be among the reasons, and this is stupid because one's got nothing to do with the other, but like sometimes schools do like shy away from doing things that they already did that didn't go brilliantly, like hiring a Memphis coach.
The former Memphis coach.
Like Ryan Silverfield's got nothing to do with Justin Fuente. Nothing. But I'm telling you, there would be somebody at Virginia Tech who would say, well, last time we hired a Memphis coach, it didn't work. He ain't here no more. It ain't because he left us for a better job. So, are we sure we want to go down that path again? Again, it makes no sense logically, but there will be people who say that.
Gotcha.
And then the UCLA job.
Don't, Ryan. Don't do it. That is.
You'll never win double-digit games again.
I'm not saying they'll never get. Here's what I'll say: their fans don't care. They don't even go to the games anymore.
You know who used to be the head coach at UCLA, right? Chip Kelly. Mm-hmm. He left to go be a coordinator.
Yeah.
So
no, that thing has been disastrous since the move to the Big Ten.
Here's what I mean: whether it's UCLA, Virginia Tech, or that type of Power 4 job. Be careful, because you have got a really nice thing set up right now. And by nice, what I mean is a football program in a league with access to the college football playoff, and you are the best funded football program in your league. I promise you, no matter what job Ryan Silverfield takes, if he takes one at a Power 4, it will not be the best funded job in whatever league. All right? But that is what he has in the American. You are set up to win. I mean, right now they have a whole new team. They just bought a whole new team. And they're projected to win their league.
Mm-hmm.
There is no job, I don't think, that Ryan Silverfield could take where he's going to be set up to win. Just win, as well as he's set up to win at Memphis. And that doesn't mean you turn down every job to stay at Memphis. It just means you...
Because at some point the money is just going to be,
Except...
They're paying well. They're paying well at Memphis. Yep.
I'm certain Ryan would like to have a renegotiated contract, and he'll get one, I'm sure, and get a raise if this season continues to go where it looks like it might go. But my point is that there are corporate partners at Memphis that they can pay the coach whatever they want to pay the coach.
Mm.
I don't think you'll necessarily lose a football coach over money, although the money, broadly speaking, is very different in the Power 4 leagues and at the American level. But Memphis is a different place. Like, if Memphis needed to make John Calipari the highest paid basketball coach in the country one time, they were prepared to do that.
Mm-hmm.
The money's here.
Yes.
It's out there. And Memphis just made an offer to the Big 12 that included like hundreds of millions of dollars in corporate partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
The money's out there. So I'm not even saying it's a money thing as much as it's like you are set up to win. And not every Power 4 job is going to set you up to win. In fact, most Power 4 jobs, particularly the ones you might get offered, are probably going to set you up to, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard to win at Memphis right now. I know that's a weird thing to say, but Memphis is projected to win every remaining game on its schedule. It's not that difficult to win a lot of games at Memphis right now because you are the best funded football program in the conference. So, and there's some real thought that you might be headed to a power conference, in the next 4 years, 5 years anyway. It wouldn't be the Big Ten or the SEC, but it could be the ACC. And I know there's a conversation that if the ACC loses schools, will it still be a power conference? But whatever. You could be headed to a much better league soon. In the meantime, you could just sit here and stack up 9, 10, and 11-win seasons. You go take a hard Power 4 job, and now you're fighting for your life every week. I'm just saying it's not – I understand. You win like this at Memphis, your name's going to get attached to these jobs, and you should consider them. But the Memphis football program's in a place right now where it's not as easy to walk away from as it might have been in different eras from the past. Because right now, this has not always been true at Memphis. It is true right now. The best funded football program in that conference is the University of Memphis football program.
Yeah.
And if you are the best program in that conference, you're going to have a real shot every year to be in the 12-team college football playoff as long as we have it under this format. That's a hard thing to walk away from.
Yeah.
For what might be a bad Power 4 job. The great Power 4 job? Absolutely. Go take it. I wish you luck. But I don't think we're at a place where the Memphis coach should just be leaving for any Power 4 job. That was certainly true once upon a time. I don't think it's true right now. We'll see.
Number 2.
College football scheduling news. Been a lot of that lately. ACC announced they are following the SEC's lead.
Don't like this.
And going to a 9-game league schedule that will also require its members to play a 10th game against a Power 4 opponent, leaving only 2 spots for non-league games on the schedule. It's unclear when they're going to start this. The SEC, we know, is starting it next year, which is why Arkansas bought out of that game with Memphis.
Right.
Or it moved it, but eventually could buy out of it. Just because they moved that to 2030 doesn't mean it'll ever be played.
Right.
I think Memphis could get several $1 million to not play the game, and that'd be nice, but I believe Memphis would like to play the game. I think it's unlikely that it'll get played. Or at least it's up in the air. I'll put it that way. You're exactly right. It could be negative for the University of Memphis going forward because for the exact same reasons SEC schools don't want to play Memphis moving forward, ACC schools would now be, in theory, less interested in playing Memphis going forward because if you've already got to play 9 games against people in your league, just follow me here, that's 9 Power 4 games, and then a 10th one against a Power 4 opponent. Do you really want to play an 11th one against another school that doesn't check any of those previous boxes, but is better than a lot of the teams you're already playing? No, I'll pass. I know what I would do if I'm an ACC coach.
Yeah.
I'll pass. I'm not playing 9 ACC games, a 10th game against another Power 4 opponent, and then a Memphis program that is, right now top 30 in the country and has consistently been in that range for several years now. I'm just not putting that on my schedule. And so, yes, this news technically has nothing to do with Memphis, but it could negatively impact Memphis going forward if Memphis is trying to play ACC schools unless Memphis, of course, ends up in the ACC someday.
Well, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Until then, I don't think that like this development with these Power 4 leagues means that you, as Memphis, can't play Power 4 opponents anymore. I do think it's going to be really tough to schedule home and homes with Power 4 opponents. You might have to go play those games on the road.
Then, if I'm like a middle of the pack or down, middle of the pack below ACC school, SC school,
play a layup team.
Yes.
I want one of those games to be a surefire win, no matter how we play.
Yeah, send Troy to my stadium, not Memphis.
So then, what do you do? Like, it's funny because I actually wrote down a list of like schools I would be reaching out to if I was Memphis when we heard about the SEC schedule change. And 2 of them were actually Louisville and Georgia Tech. I was like, those make sense. Their fans could drive. Like there's some history like that. Those 2 would have made sense. Now looking less and less likely. So where do you go if you're Memphis for like good home and homes? I would be on the phone with Boise State. I would for sure be on the phone with Boise State. Maybe UNLV, schools like that.
UNLV is one. If you start to schedule around, hey, where do my fans like to go?
Yeah.
Okay, my fans like to go to Las Vegas, so let's just schedule a game. We can play every other year. I know you don't do it like that, but let's just do a 2-year with UNLV, and we'll bring them here. It's a brand, and then we'll go there, and our fans can go to Las Vegas for a weekend.
Yeah.
You mentioned Louisville. Louisville's in a situation a little bit like Memphis in the sense that they have an SEC game on their schedule for next year. Memphis had Arkansas. That's already been moved. Louisville has Georgia.
Okay.
And there's some thought that that's going to be moved. Tell me if you realize this. That Memphis-Arkansas game was scheduled for September 19th. Guess when that Louisville-Georgia game is scheduled for next year?
No way.
September 19th.
Oh, let's make it happen. That'd be a blast.
Easy fix, right?
We already got the basketball rivalry coming back.
Memphis needs a game.
Let's get on it.
Has that date open. Louisville might need a game. And if so, would have that date open. What do you think?
That seems like a no-brainer to me. That seems like a no-brainer to me. That'd be fun. I'd go to that one.
Now, if the ACC implements the scheduling philosophy for next year, that complicates that. If you're Louisville, then you might just say, no way. We're not playing 9 ACC games plus a Power 4 team plus a Memphis team that's coming off an appearance in the college football playoff. We're not doing that. But if they're not required to play a 9th ACC game next season and you have 3 non-league games to put on your schedule, then maybe you could replace the Georgia game with Memphis, and Memphis could replace the Arkansas game with Louisville.
I love it. I'm in, GP.
Hey. We'll see.
We'll see. Let's get it.
Number 3.
LSU at Ole Miss this weekend down at Vaught Hemingway. Big game, ABC, 2:30 kick.
It was a pretty big game.
And it got bigger yesterday.
How so?
Instagram. Same way everything gets bigger. Instagram.
It does tend to elevate things these days, yeah.
Landry Kiffin. You know her?
I would assume she's related to Lane.
His daughter.
Okay.
She's a young woman. And she hard launched her relationship yesterday. She appears to have a new boyfriend.
Okay.
And you know what her boyfriend's name is? Her boyfriend's name is Whit Weeks. And if that sounds familiar, it's because he's a star linebacker at LSU. This weekend, Lane Kiffin will be trying to score points.
I love graphics like that. I laugh every time with the big font.
Dating Kiffin's daughter.
Like it's some massive headline.
This weekend, Lane Kiffin will be trying to score points against the defense, featuring a man who's dating his daughter. What do you think about that? It's quite the wrinkle. Is it a wrinkle?
Well, I mean, I doubt she'd want to date somebody who, like, plays for her dad. That could get weird. What if they got cut? Like, you know?
Who do you root for when your dad's on one sideline and your boyfriend's on the other? Who do you think you root for?
I think you better. I think you better root for your dad.
The Whit weeks come and go.
That's right.
The Whit weeks tend to come and go.
Yeah.
Your dad,
family is forever.
Blood's forever.
Yeah.
Family first.
Yeah. You're rooting for dad.
Lane Kiffin did jump on Instagram last night. And
I figured he
Twitter,
would. Yeah.
And tweeted a picture of he and his ex-wife, Layla, and baby Landry. So that's an old picture. But it was Lane and Layla and Landry when she was a baby. And Lane tweeted, Instagram, she will be rooting for the Rebels this weekend. Lane Kiffin says, my daughter will root for me, not for you, Whit Weeks. You think she's going to show up in one of those divided shirts, like House Divided, half Ole Miss, half LSU shirt?
God, I thought we were done with that.
I don't know.
I still see some of those license plates around town, or the little license plate holder thing. I hate those. Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Pick a side.
Is your house divided at all?
No, we're true blue. Yeah. Go Tigers, go.
I think we technically have a divided house, but nobody in my house really cares.
Really?
Yeah. You know, my wife is happy to root for Memphis, and I'm happy for Ole Miss to do well. We don't. It's not a factor in our relationship at all.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. My kids like Memphis and my kids like Ole Miss. It's fine. Is it fine? My kids have been to a Memphis game this year and an Ole Miss game this year. They went to a Memphis game to support Memphis, and they went to an Ole Miss game to support Ole Miss. Is that okay?
I think for...
Well, their dad went to Memphis and their mom went to Ole Miss.
We talked a lot about the different generations and how things are different now than they used to be. I think, like, guys like me and you, I think you need to pick a side. I think you need to decide.
I definitely picked a side when I was young, but I also didn't have parents who graduated from 2 different universities.
Yeah. Kids these days, I think they just root for like players and they have different teams. I don't think it's like it used to be.
My kids do care about players more than they care about teams.
Yeah, I don't think it's how it used to be. Like you have a lot of people that love the Grizzlies that are just Ja fans that maybe hopped on like a couple years ago or something like that. And I'm for all the fans like that want to hop on, like come on aboard. Like I'm cool with it. It doesn't bother me. But like me, like and how I kind of grew up, like I like pick and I'm stuck with it, and like it's the Titans.
That's the way I was.
Like would I be a Titans fan in 2025? Absolutely not.
You shouldn't be.
No, but that's who I picked when I was a kid, and that's who I'm stuck with, and that's who I'm sticking with.
My kids love the Grizzlies because they better. They love the Mets because I forced that onto them. And outside of that, like their NFL fandom is very much like mine in the sense that they just like watch it and consume it, and they have players that they like.
Yeah.
Like they like Patrick Mahomes, but they also like Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
You know? They mostly see all of it on their iPad.
Well, the YouTube generation.
Yeah. I think you got to root for your dad.
I think you have to root for your dad too.
If I were giving Landry Kiffin advice, and I don't think she needs it from me, but if she asked, I would say you should root for your father.
Yeah,
your father's gonna be there every step of your life, one way or another. Perhaps Weeks will as well, but maybe not. So you side with your father. I think she should side with her father.
By the way, it's an insane slate of college football this weekend.
You ready for Saturday?
It's a damn good Saturday. We got all kinds of good matchups. I'm excited about it.
You got a favorite one you're looking forward to?
Well, that one's right up there. I mean, obviously, I'm excited to watch the Tigers beat the crap out of FAU, but
we're gonna punish Alice. You saw what we did to Razorbacks. If we can do that to a Razorback, what do you think we're going to do to an owl?
And it's not like...
Have you ever seen an owl in a tiger's mouth?
It's no
Get
offense.
a video of that. Can you get a tiger?
Well, I'll work on it.
And like you got time.
I love owls. I wouldn't want a video of a tiger murdering an owl.
But we're going to need one. I know you wouldn't want one, but we're going to need one. We've set a bar. We've set a standard, Bennett.
That one I kind of think I got to draw a line on. I love owls. I don't want to watch a tiger murder an owl.
We've set
only on the field.
We've set a bar. All right. We've set a standard. People expect things out of us now.
Okay.
We've set a standard.
I can stomach it. I'll
This is the problem. I don't know that you've ever set a standard before. This might be your first time to ever set a standard. You happen to be talking to somebody who has set standards before. And once you set a standard, then people expect a certain thing from you.
Yeah. Okay.
You set a standard. Last Friday you set a standard, and now we have to live up to that standard. Otherwise, you're not who you think you are.
Yeah.
All right? We're going to need a video of a tiger mauling an owl.
Okay.
And if we can't find a real one, well, then that's the beauty of AI. We can create one, can't we?
Yeah. I'm excited about that. Honestly, I'm kind of excited about Notre Dame, Arkansas now because I want Arkansas to bounce back and get a big win so it looks good for us.
Oh, yeah. Now we're Arkansas fans.
Yeah. And that's that's on ABC again. Shout out Arkansas. Get all these ABC games.
Well,
they love They love the Hogs.
Hey, what are you doing at 11 o'clock on ABC? Watching Arkansas lose again.
Yeah. No,
Arkansas just shows up to ABC 11 o'clock and loses every Saturday.
Dude, it's in Fayetteville. Like...
Oh, they can win the game. I'm just playing around.
Game, yeah.
Yes, of course. I'm just playing. And we want them to. We want Arkansas to win every game going forward.
For sure.
We are Arkansas fans going forward.
Yep.
LSU at Ole Miss. Auburn at Texas A&M.
I think that's the one. I think it's LSU Ole Miss for me.
Tennessee at undefeated Mississippi State.
That's kind of fun.
I mean, they ain't done nothing, but
it's
only
still interesting.
7.5 point underdogs, and they got all those bells. You know.
Oh, God.
You know how they are with those bells.
Not to be I've never enjoyed those.
I don't need it.
I've never enjoyed those.
Man, you ain't lived.
And maybe they'll call me a square, but I've never enjoyed those.
You ain't lived till you stayed up too late one night in Starkville and then had to cover an 11 a.m. kick, and they got those cowbells rattling in your ears.
Yeah, that hurts.
Why are you doing that?
Calm
down.
I don't love that.
Like, if I had a mute button on you, I'd hit it. Why are you, stop.
Yeah.
Like, in what other world do you want to hear, name another place where you want to hear a bunch of people just ringing bells nonstop. Like there's no other place on this planet where I would think that's appropriate.
Remember, didn't they try to like punish them for it at one point? It was like, there's nothing we can do.
There's nothing we can do. Like we just gave up. It just gave up.
Oh,
just gave up. I don't need to hear it, but I know they enjoy it. And so those bells can play a role, and I guess Tennessee should win the game, but you give the Bulldogs a fighting chance down there in Starkville, don't you?
Why not?
Oregon at Penn State in prime time, and Alabama, Georgia in prime time.
We got all these weird Big Ten games because USC's at Illinois. Like, I still am not used to that. I'm still not used to the old Pac teams playing in these big, early Big Ten windows.
And then you see how we end it on Saturday night, 9:15 kick. The last game featuring a ranked opponent, number 25 BYU at Colorado, Coach Prime. People still care about Coach Prime like that?
I still care about Coach Prime like that.
He's 2-2, 0-1 in the Big 12. But Dayton Carucci Tran, so.
Okay.
You know.
I'll be watching.
I'll be watching, too. It's going to be a fun Saturday.
Yeah.
Congrats to Witt and Landry on the public launch of their relationship. Good-looking young couple. I wish them all the luck in the world.
Number 4.
Monday Night Football. Hey, we said it was going to be a good one on paper. We said it looks like it's going to be a good one on paper. And then it was a good one, 38-30. Detroit wins in Baltimore. You laid 4.5 points with the Ravens, so it's a loss for you. Talk to me about your king.
He's having trouble hanging on to the football.
You have described this man, Derrick Henry, as the greatest running back in the history of football. Very disrespectful to Barry Sanders and Sutton Smith, but whatever. Whatever. Now what do you have to say? For the third time in 3 games, Derrick Henry has put the ball on the ground like he's an Arkansas running back. Why doesn't Derrick Henry transfer to Arkansas since he likes fumbling so much?
Okay, it's wild because he has never. I mean, I've watched this guy play so many NFL games, and it's never really been a problem for him. This is a new thing, and you could tell it's obviously in his head now because you saw him on the sideline when he fell out on the bench. Like it's definitely in his head a little bit.
He has been overtaken by frustration.
We just gotta hang on to that thing.
Do we think we need to make him walk around with it throughout the day? Just carry it around with him? Isn't that what they used to do to football players? Hey, carry this around from class to class. Carry this around with you all day.
Yeah.
Learn how to hold it so you'll stop putting it on the ground. Maybe we need to make Derrick Henry sleep with a football.
Because I think he's still. Listen, I think my king has still got it. I'm still in on the Ravens.
I read on the internet. You know what I read on the internet?
What?
Derrick Henry is washed. That's what the internet said.
Okay, how is he washed if he still scores every single game? I mean, I don't. How?
Argue with the internet if you want to.
Is he?
Argue with the internet. Don't argue with me.
Is he the Derrick Henry that was carrying Jacksonville Jaguars like 100 yards across the field? Like maybe not, but like he's still really good
at putting the ball on the ground.
No, and scoring touchdowns,
fumbling.
We're gonna see. We
have seen. We've already seen. We need to see. What we need to see is what happens with Ryan Silverfield's career, or what happens with ACC scheduling. We don't have to see anything with Derrick Henry. We've seen it. He has a football. Like imagine this is a football. Let me show you what he does with it.
Okay. They have a massive game this weekend.
Imagine this is a football. Look, tell me who. This is my new impersonation. Tell me who I'm impersonating. Who is that?
That's not how it went at all. It's more the defenders punching it out.
Okay, who am I? Who do you think I am?
That's not how it's gone at all. That's not how he's fumbling. All right, they're punching. Aiden Hutchinson's one of the best defenders in the league. Okay, let's give him a little bit of credit.
There have been great defensive players in the league forever, and they didn't just used to always take the ball away from your king. Now they do every week. Does he deserve to be in the king box still?
Yes.
We have a king box.
Yeah, you rearranged it.
Because I'm not feeling so good about it.
Dude, you took out Godzilla.
I didn't think Godzilla was a king, but you told me he is.
He's the king of the monsters.
Is Godzilla a king?
He's the king of the monsters. That's why he goes on the king shelf.
Godzilla is AI does say.
Put him back.
Okay, you can put Godzilla back, but maybe get Derrick Henry out of there. No, I don't know if he's a king.
He's still
Kings don't fumble.
Stop it.
You ever seen King Charles fumble? Have you ever seen King Charles fumble? Have you ever seen King? That's disrespectful to LeBron.
I know, but LeBron.
I mean, that is wildly disrespectful
the
to
NBA
LeBron.
season hadn't started yet.
And how is it? Isn't it wild? Elvis is taller than LeBron.
I know. That is kind of weird.
That is wild.
I love that Elvis Redbirds bobblehead. That's a good one.
Okay. I don't know if Derrick Henry deserves to continue to be a king. Kings don't fumble. Have you ever seen King Charles fumble? It's a yes or no question. Have you ever seen King Charles fumble?
I don't know. He played a lot.
It's a yes or no question.
I think he fumbled that polo ball when he was playing polo.
Fumble Princess Die.
Yeah, that's right. He fumbled Princess Die. Yeah, so in your face.
He fumbled Princess Die.
Yeah.
Okay, I stand corrected.
At Chiefs this weekend. They could be staring down 1-3. It's a huge game for them.
Especially just going to give the ball to Patrick Mahomes.
Either the Chiefs or the Ravens are going to be 1-3 after this weekend. That's pretty wild. Yeah. The stakes are high.
Stakes are high.
Got to hang on to the football, my king. I trust you, Will.
Watch
out for Chris Jones.
I don't see how you can keep trusting a man that keeps doing something you're not supposed to do over and over again. You know?
Well, he's
like
he's never had a problem with it before.
If for 3 straight weeks I told my middle guy to take the garbage to the street on a Tuesday night, and 3 straight weeks he didn't do it, should I trust that he'll do it in the 4th straight week? Because that's what you're telling me about Derrick Henry.
I trust it.
Who do you think I am?
He's not just like dropping it, dude. It's getting punched out, okay? It's a punch out.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Well, this didn't used to be a problem. By your own admission, it didn't used to be a problem. They didn't just start punching at balls this year, all right? This isn't some new phenomenon in the NFL. People just learned how to punch at balls. Chris Bracey's been doing it for years.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't some new thing, all right? It didn't used to be a problem. Now it's a problem. I'm going to leave him in the king box for now, but it's under review.
All right.
It's under review. And we need to invest in some more king bobbleheads.
Okay, I will. I can get some.
Let's add a king.
Who are we missing?
Joe Jackson.
I don't think Joe ever got a bobblehead, if we're being honest.
We should make a Joe Jackson bobblehead.
And you could say Yo Gotti. I don't know if there's a Yo Gotti bobblehead out there. Who else is a king?
BB.
Did Jerry have a bobblehead? Let me write this down.
Yeah, get us some king. We need some more kings.
I have a Jerry, the King Lawler WWE Bone Cruncher action figure. I could put that one in there, but it doesn't have. It had lost his king's crown.
Oh,
so it's not the same.
Tough situation.
Let me look into who else is a king that might have a bobblehead.
BB.
I don't think BB King has a bobblehead. I'll go take a walk down to that little gift shop they got down there, but I don't know if there's a BB King bobblehead.
You're not questioning whether BB's a king, are you?
No, I'm just questioning, does he have a bobblehead circulating out there? I'm not so sure.
I mean, it's 2025. We could get a BB King bobblehead, all right?
Okay.
It's not as hard as you think.
All right.
It's not as hard as you think. Anyway, we'll under review. As of September 23rd, 2025, Derrick Henry's inclusion in the king box is under review.
Okay. All right.
Will you agree to this? If he fumbles this weekend, we have to take him out.
Oh, my God.
If he fumbles again this weekend, he has to go.
Okay.
A 4th fumble is like strike 3. Derrick Henry, you get to stay in the king box for now with King Godzilla.
Look how he's holding it right there, too. Hold it like that.
The King Elvis Presley. And behind Elvis Presley, you can't see him because Elvis is taller than the leading scorer in the history of the NBA.
You got to clasp it.
That's our King
top.
LeBron James.
You got to clasp it at the top with your fingers, just like that. Go look at the bobblehead, King. I'm sure you got that in your house somewhere. We're going to be good. We're not going to fumble this weekend. And we're going to beat the Chiefs. Why am I saying we? I hate the Ravens, but I just love my King. And I like Lamar, too.
Look who I am. I'm running. I'm a running back. Look at. Uh-oh, I dropped it again.
All right.
What on?
That's enough.
All right.
That's enough out of you.
Number 5.
The National League playoff bracket is almost set.
Yeah.
There's 6 spots in it.
Uh-oh.
And 5 of them are now spoken for after the Padres secured, at the very least, an NL wild card last night. Are you happy for the Padres?
Sure.
They took your Manny Machado. Do you hold that against them?
No. The Orioles always lose their best players. What are we talking about?
Vernon pointed out that with the Padres securing a spot, it is basically every big payroll in Major League Baseball is going to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest payroll, $350 million. That's the Dodgers. They're in. Third biggest payroll, Yankees, $300 million. In. Phillies, Blue Jays, Cubs, Padres, all in. Top 7 payrolls are all going to be in the playoffs. except for possibly the New York Mets at $341 million. 6 games left. Starting tonight, Mets at Cubs, tied with the Reds for the final wild card spot, and not in possession of the tiebreaker. It's not looking good, Bennett.
I mean, that is just brutal that the Reds are playing they've got a home series against the freaking Pirates. That's awful.
The Reds' payroll is $119 million. The Mets' payroll is $341 million. And they have the exact same record.
You don't know, though, what the Brewers are going to do in that last series against the Reds in Milwaukee. I mean, you say they're going to be resting everybody, but
we just don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, they're not going to have to play for a while anyway. So it's like they could be resting and setting up a rotation, but they're not going to play for,
Right. They might play that out, and then you could get some luck on your side. But you got to win games, actually. That's first
just
and
tonight.
foremost.
The Reds are favored to win tonight, and the Mets are underdogs tonight in Chicago. So not looking good.
No.
$340 million payroll.
God, Reds have won 6 in a row. 5 in a row.
Yeah. They're rolling.
6 out of 7.
Anyway, MLB playoffs are almost here. The playoffs start next week.
Yeah.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, I'll be locked in as well.
I like the playoffs no matter what.
I do too.
But I'd prefer the Mets to get there. So, LGM.
Good luck, man.
It stinks. They stink. Be back with GP's Carryout.
Why are you dressed like that, CJ? What the hell is wrong with you?
CJ, can you do some high knees?
Is that a towel he has tucked in his shorts? Why are we allowing this?
It's a towel.
Why are we allowing this?
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Breaking news about 10 minutes ago from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Jackson Dart, Ole Miss alum, is now QB1 in New York. He will start for the Giants this weekend when they play the undefeated Los Angeles Chargers. Your thoughts?
It makes all the sense in the world. Like, you're going nowhere right now with Russell Wilson as the quarterback. You've got like some exciting young pieces in Malik Neighbors, and your starting running back got hurt, so Cam Scatterbo came in the other night and played really well. So it makes sense to throw in the young quarterback and see if you've got like this collection of core guys on your offense going forward.
You got the 3-0 Chargers this week. The following week, it would be the 0-3 Saints. Is there an argument to be made that let him sit one more week, get Justin Herbert out of his way, and then let's go play a winless Saints team in our NFL starting debut?
I don't think so. I mean,
let's get on with it.
Yeah, like Russell Wilson keeps throwing the ball to the other team. Like, it's time to.
It's almost as bad as fumbling every game.
Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
Yeah, and give your fans something to be excited about.
Exactly.
You got a home game this weekend against an undefeated team led by a man some people are calling the best quarterback in the NFL. Have you heard that?
He's been awesome to start the season.
He has been awesome.
He's been awesome to start. I mean, it's all about the playoffs for him. He's one of those guys that just has not been able to get it done in the postseason. And I think they're going to get there. I think their team is really good, but it's going to be all about playoffs for Herbert.
All these conversations have always been about Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. He could sneak right past all of it.
Yep.
If the Chiefs are struggling and Joe Burrow's hurt, sneak right past all of them.
Yeah. I think he could. He's been awesome. I mean, I think that getting Harbaugh there has done a lot for his confidence. And that might just be what he needed to get him over the hump.
I agree with what they're doing here. Give the treat to your home fans. They're ready. You're going nowhere with Russell Wilson. Who knows where you'll go with Jackson Dart, but at least it's fun.
Yeah.
The idea of at least you can find out some things.
Yes.
And just like in Minnesota, remember, like there was some question about whether J.J. McCarthy was ready or not. And I guess there's still some questions about that after the Week 2 performance. But like, think about how Minnesota fans went to bed feeling after Week 1, after that game.
Mm-hmm.
They went to bed thinking, we found our guy. This is him. Because they saw it. They got to experience. Perhaps Jackson Dart can give you that same feeling if you're a Giants fan. Maybe not, but perhaps. We'll find out this weekend.
Yes, we
Congratulations to the Ole Miss graduate.
What's today's biggest game?
I'm taking you to the WNBA.
All right.
8:30 tip on ESPN. It's game 2. Semifinals. Fever. Aces. Indiana. 1-1. Blowout on the road. Biggest surprise of the WNBA playoffs so far. Now they try to get a game 2 victory so that they can go back home to Gainbridge Fieldhouse and try to close out Asia Wilson and the Aces. But they are be up against it tonight because they're 9.5-point underdogs. The total is 163.5. How are you going to act?
And we're going Aces.
Oh, you think this is going to be a payback game? This is one of those where the Fever are going to say, we came here and we did what we wanted to do. We got the split.
Yep.
And we took home court advantage away from the Aces. Now we'll go back home and try to close this thing out. That's what you expect to hear tonight.
Yeah, and I think the line is telling that it's 9.5 after the Aces got blown out. Like, it's like, well, the Fever can hang with them. Why would they get blasted?
I think it opened at 7.5 and went to 9.5.
Yeah, so we're rolling with the Aces.
Okay, Bennett said he's taking Aces minus 9.5. Again, that's going to tip off 8:30 tonight on ESPN.
What are we watching on TV?
Hey, Jimmy Kimmel's coming back tonight. Jimmy Kimmel Live is coming back tonight.
Ooh.
You really didn't know this?
I didn't realize he was back so soon.
I think it's tonight. Isn't it tonight?
I don't know.
Yes, of course it's tonight. You look genuinely surprised by the biggest news story in the country.
I didn't realize he was back this soon.
I think he's back tonight.
Okay, I'll have to see what he has to say.
Oh, he's going to have some stuff to say.
I would assume he's got some things to say.
He might have some things to say.
Uh-huh.
It is interesting. He was not suspended. No matter what you hear anybody says, he was not suspended because of his ratings or because of... He was suspended because the FCC put pressure on ABC and Sinclair, which...
And they're still not going to show him.
That's true. They have said, at least, They are not airing the show tonight. And Sinclair, I think, controls more CBS channels than any other in the country. If not, it's close. It's a big one. It's not us, by the way. Our WREG News Channel 3 is not Sinclair. It will presumably air Jimmy Kimmel tonight at 10:30.
You mean ABC?
ABC, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
ABC. I believe Sinclair has more ABC channels than anybody else.
Okay.
If not, it's one of the biggest. But it is not ours. So in Memphis on ABC 24, Jimmy Kimmel should be on tonight at 10:30. But he will not be on in every market.
Right.
At least that's what they've said so far. The guests are expected to be a lot of guests. I guess the more guests, the less talking for him. Just fill it up.
Yep.
Let's let Glenn Powell talk. Glenn Powell doesn't bother anybody.
He's great.
Let's let
Everyone
Glenn
loves
Powell
him.
talk. Glenn Powell, Ethan Hawke, Lisa Ann Walter, Oscar Nunez, and Peyton Manning. That's a lot of guests.
Damn.
They don't want him to say a word.
I guess they don't. We're gonna start the show with a guest.
They're gonna start the show. It's gonna be welcome back, Jimmy Kimmel Live. It's gonna be Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell's just gonna stand there and look pretty, not say a word.
I do wonder if there was like some, hey, there's a few no-nos before you go out there, like what we don't, like don't mention Tylenol. Don't.
Every day the craziest. Every day the craziest.
That was a pretty good one yesterday, I gotta admit.
Every day is an SNL skit. Every day.
Yeah.
Except it's real life, but it's an SNL skit every day. President of the United States trying to announce something that is highly questionable and also can't even bother to learn how to say the words. Like an SNL skit every day. Of course there's been conversation. They wouldn't put him back on the air if they didn't feel like they had reached some sort of understanding. I will say, I saw an interview with him, Jimmy Kimmel, where he sort of said, he had indicated to people, I think maybe Howard Stern said he had talked to Jimmy Kimmel, and there's some thought that he understands, like, maybe I do need to pull it back a little bit. I think sometimes it's easy. It's very easy. You end up arguing with the internet. I found myself doing this sometimes over the years, where it feels like I'm performing for a very specific audience that maybe I should just like not pay so much attention to. And you just get caught up like, I'm going to deliver this monologue for these people. And it's like, okay, but what about everybody else?
Yeah.
You know, who doesn't really care about this the way you...
Right.
They're just trying to go to sleep. I will say, like, you know Mark Maron? Do you know him, the comedian? So he was in Glow. He's been in a lot of good stuff. He was in Stick with Owen Wilson recently. He's like really, like, I like this guy. He's funny. And I will say, like, he dropped a new special, stand-up special on Netflix or somewhere a few months ago. And I went to watch it. And, like, from the jump, it is just going all in on President Trump, which obviously I'm fine with. Not a fan. But even me, I was like, I'm just tired of hearing this. I was just like, and more Trump jokes, just one after the other, after the other, after the other. Even me, I was like, I just don't really care about this. Like, I've heard all these jokes before, or some version of all these jokes before. And so think about your just late night television audience, and you're tuning in, and you're like, all right, let's lay down, and it's just boom, 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 boom. I think even Jimmy Kimmel probably realizes maybe it is reasonable to pull back a little bit. Now, there's a counter argument to be like, no, you should not. This is not the time to pull back. This is the time to speak up louder than ever. But he is doing a television show that is trying to draw ratings from. Everything I've read suggests that he understands he maybe does need to take at the very least, a slightly different approach. But there are indications that he's going to address all of this tonight. And
fun.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like, you've now turned him into, by doing this, you've now turned him into must-watch TV for a lot of people tonight. Not everybody. Some people won't watch on principle. But he'll have a huge number tonight.
Yeah.
He'll lead tonight. I don't know where his ratings have been over the years. I mean, I do, but they'll be number one tonight. He'll have the biggest show tonight. 10:30, ABC. We'll see how it goes.
What's the best thing we've read?
We launched our Candid Coaches series over at CBSSports.com earlier today. It's the annual series we do where we ask roughly 100 coaches a series of questions. We grant them anonymity in exchange for honesty. And so we always launch it with this question: who do you think is going to be the best team in college basketball this season? We know what Jeff Borzello thinks and John Rothstein thinks and what I think and what the computers think. What do college coaches think? And 32% of the vote, the leading vote getter, it was the Purdue Boilermakers. It's not who I have number one in the top 25 and one, but I get it. They bring back 2 All-Americans, All-American point guard Braden Smith, All-American forward Trey Kaufman-Wren, another senior guard in Fletcher Lawyer, who is a 4-year starter. So that's as experienced as anybody in those 3 spots. They added a 17 and 12 guy from South Dakota State to slide in the middle, and they added another point guard, an Israeli named Omar Meyer, who, when he committed to Purdue, you just don't even really blink. It's like, they got a kid from Israel, whatever. Performed incredibly well in some international competitions this summer, and then got invited to the Chris Paul camp. Like, there's only a handful of point guards that get invited to go to this Chris Paul camp. Purdue might have 2 of them. Braden Smith they did have 2 of them. Braden Smith and Omar Meyer. They both got invited. He could be like a one-and-done college guard. And if you add that to what Purdue already has, again, not who I have number one, but I wouldn't argue with it. Go check out the Candid Coaches series. You can find it cbssports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow's going to be Wednesday. Brett McMurphy is going to join me, college football insider.
America's college football insider.
America's college football insider. Brett McMurphy will join me, so we'll talk all things college football with him, including the Tigers' 4-0 start, so that should be fun. Looking forward to it already. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll try to enjoy mine. And let's meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.